All right, I'm back. Let's pick back up where we left off. So in the last video, I didn't really get into detail about what equity means, but this is basically in a business that would be like your retained earnings would fall there, the dividends, which means basically if you have a company and maybe 5 of you own it, this is where you're going to pull the money from to pay everybody. Or if there's thousands of people that own it, like stock or whatever, it comes from that equity. So it's a lot more to explain to it than that, but basically just understand that right now, and for our purposes, this is like your extra. That is your wiggle room. This is the stuff that you could do something else with. Okay. Okay. Now, what did we do? Okay, so I want you guys for your homework to create, we can leave this one here, and I want you to create a whole new one on a separate sheet. By memory, if you can, kind of, not necessarily the different pieces, but for the formulas, see as much as you can do on your own. But all you have to do is you can go back and forth between these sheets here at the bottom. If you can't remember a formula, you can click on the piece and you see the formula right there. Okay? Whoops, I hate doing that. Okay. I forgot that when you're in a cell and it's in a formula, if you go click on some cell, it'll think you're trying to put it into the formula. So that's annoying. But, okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to insert, because I did show y'all this in class, I'm going to insert a hyperlink right here to whatever business we're dealing with. I'm actually going to, before I do this, I'm going to see, remember how we adjusted these columns? We can adjust the rows the same way. I'm going to make row 1 a lot larger. Then I am going to, since my sheet is this wide, I'm going to highlight all of this and then merge and center. So now it kind of looks like a nice heading. So I'm going to go to the internet and I'm going to go to Baskin Robbins. I'm going to kind of start in my search bar. BaskinRobbins.com is right here. I'm going to right click on their logo and copy the image. Come back over here and right click and use my paste options. You can either match destination formatting, which basically means it'll kind of use the same formatting that the Excel sheet has, or you can do the source formatting, which is whatever formatting they used on the web page. Since this is a photo, it probably wouldn't even matter which one you use. I'm going to use the keep source formatting. Hold on a minute. Can't do what to it. It might think I'm trying to copy image. This should work. Hold on. Don't do what I'm doing, clearly. This worked yesterday. I'm gonna copy that image because this logo is just an image. It is not text. Let me see if I can put it in a different cell and then move it. Maybe there's something wrong with my merge cells. All right. Well, anyway, so I put it in a different cell. Yours might work better. And then I'm just gonna pull it up here, move it, make it larger. I don't know why I didn't want to cooperate. Okay. So I'm gonna just kind of make that look nice as much as I can. All right. I would like to center it, but I'm not sure that's possible with the way this is now. Let me see, align. Yeah, it's not really possible the way it is, I don't think, right now. Okay, so anyway, so if you want to put a heading, basically, kind of thing right here, okay? And if you want if you want over here to kind of look the same, go ahead and put equity. And then you can put equals this number right here. And there you go. It will always calculate it. You can either take it from here, or you could have said equals that minus this. You're going to end up with the same amount no matter what. Okay. All right. So this is basically what, actually I'm going to move it down to, I'm going to cut it. Control X and then Control V just to move it down one. I'm going to call this my wiggle room. Or you can call it your retained earnings or something like that. Okay. So this spreadsheet is done for Baskin Robbins. Okay. So what you're going to do is start your own over here and maybe do, like I'm going to do Walmart over here. You can take this entire thing right here, highlight it, hit copy, and put it right here and paste it. Okay, I'm going to double click out with this. So it's all there already. From memory, try to fill this out. Hourly wage is about $10 an hour. Usually what Walmart starts people out. They usually give you about 35 hours a week. So use your memory to fill all this out. So you can say equals your gross pay per week times 52 divided by 12 in parentheses. And you're going to say that equal, well, let me put the tax rate. So I'm going to put my tax rate right here. Here we're going to say equals this times 1 minus tax rate. We went through all of this in the other video. I'm going to turn all of this to cash. If you use the accounting stuff that they have here, it'll make your dollar sign look a little bit cooler. If you want to do that, hours per week is not $1. So I'm going to change that one to just a number. Because hours per week, you could work 0.25, 0.5, whatever, all that kind of stuff, hours per week, okay? You can take these exact numbers off of here too. I'm at control, right click, copy, and I'm going to paste it. Try to remember your formula that you had here. Or you can, let's see, did this be, even this carried over. So it's taken B8 times 0.1. You can do your auto sum right here. Wiggle room is going to equal this minus this. So a much healthier position you have here at Walmart. You end up, all these other things might go up. You may have more gas, you may have more clothing, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Or it may go down. You may have less clothes since you're having a, since working there. Okay, so over here on the other side, do the accounting equation like I showed you in the other video. Then here at the top, we're going to put, oh, I forgot to mention, I want this to be a hyperlink. Okay, so you're going to right click on this and turn it into a hyperlink. I need to figure out where I want it to hyperlink to though. If you look on the Baskin Robbins website and you go to the very bottom of any website, you can find career opportunities. So I'm going to click on that. It takes me to the duncanbrands.com/careers. If you want to be more specific and do something else in here, you can. I'm going to just use this for this landing page right here as my hyperlink. You could do better. You could put it like more specifically in your region or whatever if you want. Okay, so I'm going to click in here so it highlights all that blue. Control C to copy it so it's on my clipboard, on my computer's clipboard. Okay, so when I go back over here and I right click and say that I want to link it up, I want it to go to an existing file or web page, and I'm going to go Control V right here and it brings me to that. Okay, so when I click on this, it opens that web page, which I really didn't want to do. But now I have a link here saying I can go see if there's any jobs available at Baskin Robbins. So it's trying to go there, which I don't need it to. Okay. So for this one, you can do the same thing. You add the Walmart logo up here. Put a hyperlink to get to Walmart career opportunities. If you can find career opportunities in Macomb or somewhere close to your house or whatever, that would even be better. Put your accounting equation over here. If you are considering several places, or if you want to do some projections to the future, I know some of you guys are really just doing the minimum, and that's fine. Just do 2 places and call it a day. But I want you to understand these formulas and how to navigate around. But go ahead and like do another one too. Maybe think of something you want in the future. You want to be, you know, you want to work offshore, and you know how much they make hourly and hours per week and all of that. You'll see obviously this net pay go up considerably. Your tax rate probably will go up as well though, so you'll need to be conscious of that. And then obviously this other stuff is going to go way up. If you're going from home a lot, your food bills can go way up. Your clothes might go up. The tithes is a function, so that's one that's gonna, you don't have to change. It'll go up. Your gas will go up, and there'll be other things. You feel free to add whatever you want. I showed Nathan this in class, but I don't think I showed anybody else. To add rows, you're just gonna click on this, right click, and hit insert. Wherever you clicked, it's gonna add a spot, and you can put something else there. You can do it at the bottom, the top, whatever you want to do. Okay, you just right click and hit insert. If you want any columns added, it's the same thing. You would just right click and hit insert. Like if you want one between these two, we'll hit insert, and now you have a blank column between them for whatever reason. I'm gonna hit Control Z. But that's how you add columns and add rows quickly. You also can add them with this stuff up here. So if you're right here, you could hit delete, delete sheet rows, and it brings it up. It's easier, I think, just to right click and hit delete or insert right here. Okay, I'm not going to finish this one out completely because it's kind of you already did that on your other video. I already did that right here, and on the other video did this. Go ahead and play around with some of the bold. You can put bold on some stuff. Adjust some of your widths. Play around with it. If there's something you can see, I don't want to overwhelm you too much, but if there's something you see on here you think, let me give that a try, give it a try. Okay. Gas. I would like to challenge one of you guys to make yourself a little gas price. And if the price is $2.09 a gallon, which I think someone said that it got down that cheap somewhere, miles commutes and miles per gallon. Okay, my car gets 40 miles per gallon, my new one. The miles commute, let's say you're commuting 20 miles per day. Say that's 20 per day. You'd have to do something a little more sophisticated than this. I'm trying to simplify it. But if that's per month, so if your miles commute is equal to 20 miles there and back, let's say it's round trip, and you're working 5 days a week, let's just say 5, 10, 15, let's just call this let's say 22 days a month on average. I'm going to say times 22. That gives me the total miles that I am driving. Stay with me. So your miles per gallon, let me think about this. You're getting 40 miles per gallon, and your gas is $2.09 per gallon. So you need your gas. So your gas price, let me come over here to gas, is going to equal, let me see if this is right. Your 440 divided by the amount you get per gallon times the price per gallon. I think this is right. $22.99 a month. I don't think that's right. 440 divided by 40. Yeah, it actually probably is right. So if you are driving an SUV instead and you get 15 miles per gallon, you just saw that your gas price went up to $61.31. If your miles commute, like mine, is 150, so it's 75 each way, and your miles per gallon is 40 miles per gallon, so 172.43 on gas if it's 209. If I'm paying $3 for gas, it did not affect it. So let me see something. Why didn't it? Oh, my gas right here. Did it affect it? I don't see. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, so when you change, so if I'm paying $172.43. If the gas price is $3.09, I'm now paying $2.54. As you can see, that makes a big difference in your whole budget. Okay, so challenge yourself to do this. I know we didn't do this in class. We'll look at that next week. But if you can do this, stop the video, rewind, whatever. I mean, not rewind, but back it up and watch it again if you need to. To see, so your gas would now be a function of all of this. Your ties would be a function of this. You might even could put a few more functions in here, but we're gonna stop at this one, okay? So play around with this. Put your accounting equation over here to make, just so you can. The only reason I have that in there is because I told you guys we were gonna learn marketing, accounting, management, information systems, blah, 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 blah. And so I want you, when you go to college, if you take your first business class and they say, we're going to look at the accounting equation, you can be the one that raises your hand and says, assets equals liabilities plus equity. And they'll go, good job. Okay. And you'll have a little bit of understanding of what that means. So anywho, so go ahead and add that in here as well. I don't remember where we put it on the other one. Merge and center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then put your assets. If you put every one of these pieces in a different thing, you won't end up with a bunch of errors, because otherwise it'll think you're trying to create a it'll think you're trying to create some sort of new formula. I'm actually going to insert a column right there just to get these away from each other. Then I'll say this is equal to right here. This is equal to right here. And this is equal to my wiggle room. Actually, it's going to be equal to assets minus my liabilities. Okay. And then these should match. Right here, you can put total bills or total expenses or something like that. Okay. You can put that in italics or in something to make it stand out, whatever you want to do there. What we can do here too is that we can highlight all of this, go to your cell borders, and we want a thick outside border. And now it's in a nice pretty little box. Okay. Hopefully that wasn't too much. Y'all get all that done before next week, and you're gonna be doing great. All right. I think that was all I wanted to show you guys. See you later.